afternoon, Larry. It's nice to see you here today. I was reviewing your resume, and wow, you were a very impressive background. I'm excited to get to know you a little bit today. So let's start off with...
Okay, thank you for inviting me here for the interview. I'm excited to be here, and I'm excited to see you and have this conversation with you as well, so thank you.
All right, so let's start off with some questions today. So first off, how do you define a good teacher, and describe how your teaching style fits into this definition?
Okay, so I would describe a good teacher as somebody who they know the meat and the content of the information, a good understanding of how to work with the students, and a long knowledge of information. It's good to be involved with the students and interact with the students both for activities and behavior, and having experience to match with them as well.
Okay. And so you said comprehension of the students and how they act. How would you suggest new teachers, maybe such as yourself coming into this district, how would you suggest new teachers get to know the students best?
Really, it's kind of simple. Ask questions, learn about them, interact with them in the classroom. For example, if you ask, what kind of profession, what would you like to do, what are you interested in, what kind of things do you enjoy, what activities do you find fun? A teacher, an educator should be a caring person. The opportunities are there for student growth, and it's really about supporting that growth.
Wow, that's a great answer. It's definitely important to get to know your students, so wonderful. All right, so let's see here. Another question. What are some duties of your current job that you're at?
So right now, I do some mentoring. When I'm working with them, I work with myself and I make myself available. I arrive early and I make myself available to them. And when I'm done with that, then I meet with them on a one-to-one basis. And I'll sit down with them at the end and they can show me some of the various different things. Also, as a mentor, I work with them and build and encourage them to improve their skills as an interpreter. I make sure that they have various different activities that they can do, and for good examples, to encourage their English skills as well as their signing and idioms and things of that general nature and improvement.
All right, so it sounds like you work with both groups and individual students. Would you say you have a preference there, or let's see. Yeah, would you have a preference? Do you have certain ways you like to work with groups of students or individuals best?
I work with individuals and with groups, yes, both of those. I enjoy both. It's good experience for me to work with individuals, and when I work with individuals, sometimes I can give them more attention. With groups, I'm constantly scanning at the same time to make sure that all of them are involved and part of the group.
All right. What sorts of challenges do you see yourself facing as an ASL professor here at Augie? And how would you alleviate those challenges?
There's always challenges there. But really, I see challenges with making sure that the students are interested, and you can alleviate that by making sure that they're involved. Another challenge with being a teacher itself is making sure that they learn about deaf culture and that they broaden their horizons related to that culture, as well as also helping them to understand idioms and things of that line too. When working with ASL and interpreters, discussing the challenges related to the roles of interpreters. And there is a large need for interpreters out there.
So say you have a student
demands
that
are
you
high.
might be particularly butting heads with one semester. Is there a way you would work with that relationship to try to smooth that over?
Well, that's a really good. I'd sit down with the student and try and engage and find what different problems. It's not easy with the exact problems, but what's frustrating you, what's frustrating me, and how can we work together to alleviate those? How can I match your needs and work with you together? A lot of it is sharing and engaging. What are the reasons behind and why are we butting heads? That specific student might, if we do an internal evaluation, maybe that student can share some things about them, and hopefully that will alleviate the problem moving forward.
What experience do you have that makes you feel you would fit this position well?
I have experience, some education experience, and I have experience with younger students, both in high school and in college students. I have experience working with students who require one-on-one attention, and students who can function well in groups. I have a lot of experience with, outside of the college classroom, being a presenter about culture, deaf history. History is associated with social events, and I have a lot of different experience in those areas.
What experience would you say has helped you best in the educational field? Can you explain that a little bit?
My background in education, I was a teacher through high school students for many years. So I have experience with high school and transition programs to college, working in the lab, and those differences between high school and college students, they're not always the same.
Now, why did you decide to become a teacher?
Since I was a very young boy when I went to school, and I had wonderful role models. They had a big impact on my life, and I always felt deep inside that I was an educator. So as I grew up and I had a lot of different experience in education, and I enjoyed teaching. And I feel that I can help people, specifically young people, with their growth and learning.
Do you have a coworker, either currently or from a past job, that you admire? If so, why do you admire them?
I have a wonderful role model when I was young that had a big impact on me. And now even through school, when I go through the transition, when I was at Gallaudet, there was a wonderful educator who also had a big impact on my life. And there was a big influence in leadership through that education. And now here, working as an ASL teacher, both of these teachers have had a big impact, and I have a high regard for them, seeing their work and their engagement in a career.
And do you have any additional information you'd like to share with us today?
Yes. My interpersonal skills with ASL all the way from the beginning to now, both interpersonal and in the classroom and out of the classroom, I love supporting the challenge and the activities here. I love showing the students and their involvement with their activities outside of the classroom as well.
That's great to see you have such interest in the students there. That's wonderful. Well, it was wonderful to get to meet you today. I will be calling you soon, and hopefully we'll be seeing you back here.
Thank you again for interviewing me, and I look forward to hearing from you, hopefully in a short time. It's a wonderful place to work. It's a good environment in the school. And I'm excited to see the students here and enjoy learning the students and getting to see them grow.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you again for interviewing me. Have a great day also.